everyone, and welcome to another beautiful episode of Learn English Hub. We are so incredibly happy to have you here with us today for a brand new English lesson. My name is Emma, and I am sitting here with my very good friend and co-host, Daniel.
Hi, everyone. It is so wonderful to talk to all of you today. We really hope you are having a beautiful, happy, and peaceful day, no matter where you are in the world right now.
That is right, Daniel. Today we have a very special and very useful lesson prepared just for you. We are going to talk about 3 magic words in the English language that will help you speak much better.
Yes, these 3 words are very important for beginners to learn and practice. They help you connect your small ideas into longer sentences, and they make your spoken English sound much more natural and fluent.
The 3 specific words we are talking about today are because, although, and however. I know these words can look a little big or scary when you first see them, but please do not worry at all.
We promise to make it very simple, very slow, and very clear for you. We will give you a lot of easy, everyday examples during this podcast. You will definitely understand them perfectly by the end of our time together.
Exactly. We will take it slow, step by step, just like we always do. Let us start with the first word, which is probably the most famous one of the 3. That wonderful word is because.
Oh, I use the word because every single day of my life. It is a word we use when we want to give a reason for something we do or something we feel.
Yes, because is the word that answers the question, why? If someone asks you why you are doing a certain action, you use because to explain your clear reason to them.
For example, let us think about learning the English language. Why are you listening to this podcast right now? You are listening to this podcast because you want to learn English.
That is a perfect and very true example, Daniel. The first part of the sentence is your action. You are listening to this podcast. The second part is your reason. You want to learn English.
And we simply connect those 2 parts in the middle with the word because. Let me give you another really easy example about everyday life and weather.
I would love to hear it, Daniel. I am sure our wonderful listeners are very ready for another great example to help them understand.
Let us talk about the rain and staying inside. I stayed at home yesterday evening because it was raining very heavily outside.
That makes perfect sense to me. The action is that you stayed at your home. The reason is that it was raining outside, and we put because right between those ideas.
Exactly. I did not want to get my clothes wet, so I stayed inside my warm house. Here is another easy one for you. I ate a massive sandwich today because I was very hungry.
I really like that example. You always eat big sandwiches when we work together in the studio.
It is very true. I simply love bread and cheese so much. Now, let me try to put the word because at the very beginning of the sentence. Yes, you can actually start a sentence with because sometimes.
That is a great point, Daniel, and it is very good for our listeners to know. You can say, because I was hungry, I ate a big sandwich. It means the exact same thing as your first sentence.
Right, you just move the reason to the front of the sentence. Because it was raining, I stayed at home. It is very easy to do, and it is very useful for your daily conversations.
Let us do one more example with because before we move on to our next word. Think about a time you were feeling very tired recently, Daniel.
Oh, that is very easy to remember. Last night, I went to sleep very early because I was so tired. I had a very long and busy day at my job.
Perfect. The action is going to sleep early in the evening. The reason is being very tired from work. We use because to stick them together nicely and smoothly.
So, to all our amazing listeners out there, please remember this simple rule. When you want to say why something happens in your life, just use the word because.
You are all doing a truly great job listening and learning so far. Now, let us slowly move to our second magic word of the day. This new word is although.
Although is a very interesting and very powerful word. It can be a little tricky for absolute beginners, but we will make it very easy for you to use today.
We definitely will make it easy. Although is a word we use to show a surprise or a strong difference. It shows that two things are connected in one sentence, but in a very surprising way.
Yes, it is very much like saying even though or but in a slightly different style. We use it when something happens that we really did not expect to happen.
Let us use the weather again to make it clear for everyone. Imagine it is raining outside, heavily raining with dark clouds in the sky.
Usually, when it is raining that hard, people stay inside their dry houses. But imagine if someone goes for a long walk anyway. That is a big surprise.
Exactly. So we can look at that surprise and say, although it was raining, Emma went for a walk. It shows that my action was completely surprising to everyone.
The rain should definitely stop you from walking outside, but it did not stop you at all. So we use although to show this interesting contrast to our friends.
Let us look at another good example together. Let us talk about food again, since Daniel loves talking about delicious food so much.
I really do love food. Okay, imagine I eat a very big and heavy dinner at a restaurant. Usually, I feel completely full after a big dinner like that.
But what if you are somehow still hungry after all that food? We could easily say, although Daniel ate a big dinner, he was still hungry.
That is a fantastic example for our listeners. Eating a big dinner and being hungry do not usually happen at the same time. The word although connects these two opposite situations.
Notice how we put the word although at the very beginning of the whole sentence. Although Daniel ate a big dinner, he was still hungry. You just take a little pause in the middle when you speak.
But you can also put it right in the middle of the sentence if you want. For example, you can say, I was still hungry, although I ate a big dinner.
Yes, both of those ways are completely correct and very natural in English. Let us do another example about studying English. I think our listeners will really relate to this one.
That is a fantastic idea, Emma. Sometimes learning English can be a little difficult or confusing, but our listeners are studying very hard every single day.
So we can look at them and say, although English is difficult, you are doing a really great job. It shows a beautiful contrast between the hard work and the good results.
Yes, it means the difficulty of the language does not stop you from learning it. You just keep going forward, and you keep getting better and better.
Let us share one more quick example with although before we change words. Daniel, what about waking up very early in the morning?
Oh, I do not like waking up early at all. Although I went to bed very late last night, I still woke up at 6 o'clock this morning.
That is a perfect sentence to show a surprise. Going to bed late usually means you will wake up very late the next day. The big surprise is that you woke up early.
Exactly. So, for our wonderful listeners, use although when you want to connect two ideas that are a little bit opposite or very surprising to hear.
You are doing absolutely fantastic, everyone. We are already at our third and final word for today's exciting podcast lesson. This special word is however.
However is a very polite, very nice, and slightly formal word. In many ways, it means almost the exact same thing as the simple word but.
Yes, it is used to show a strong contrast or a big difference, just like although does. But we use however a little differently when we write and when we speak.
The big difference is how we place it in our written and spoken sentences. Although smoothly joins two different ideas inside one single sentence.
But however usually starts a brand new, separate sentence. It introduces a totally new thought that goes against the first thought you just shared.
Let me give you a very clear and slow example. Let us talk about buying a brand new car. Cars are very nice and very helpful to have.
I love driving my car everywhere. It helps me travel to the store and to work very easily. So, let us make two completely separate sentences about a car.
Sentence number 1. I really want to buy a new car. Sentence number 2. However, I do not have enough money right now.
Do you hear the clear difference in the voice? There is a full stop, a period, right after the first sentence. Then we start the next sentence fresh with the word however.
I really want to buy a new car. However, I do not have enough money right now. It sounds very clear, very smart, and slightly formal.
It sounds absolutely excellent. Let us try another helpful example with however. Let us talk about going on a nice holiday or a summer vacation.
That is a great idea. Imagine we went to the beach for a whole week of relaxing. We can say, the hotel was very beautiful. However, the weather was terrible.
That is a very sad story, but it is a perfect example for our lesson. The beautiful hotel is a very good thing. The terrible weather is a very bad thing.
They are two completely separate sentences with two different feelings. We put however at the start of the second sentence to show the big change from good to bad.
You can also use however with a little comma when you are writing a letter or an email. It really helps your English look very professional and very polite.
Let us do a fun example about our podcast work. We love making long audio podcasts. However, we also like making short videos.
That is right. It just shows a different side of the true story. It is a very polite and gentle way to say the word but.
I will give one more clear example for our friends. I really like drinking hot coffee in the morning. However, drinking too much coffee makes me feel nervous.
I completely agree with that feeling. Coffee is a great drink, but drinking too much is definitely not good for your body or your mind.
Now let us do a quick and easy review to make sure our listeners have everything completely clear in their minds. Repetition is very important for all beginners.
I completely agree, Daniel. Reviewing information helps our brains remember new vocabulary words much better for the future.
Let us quickly look at the three magic words again. Because, although, and however. We will use one single theme to review all three of them clearly.
Let us use the wonderful theme of learning a new language. This is totally perfect for everyone who is listening to us right now.
Okay, here is the first word. Because. We use it to give a clear reason. I study English every day because I want to travel the world.
That is beautiful. Here is the second word, although. We use it for a surprise in the same sentence. Although English grammar is hard, I practice every single day.
Perfect. And here is the third word. However. We use it for a contrast in a brand new sentence. I make mistakes sometimes. However, I never give up.
Wow, Daniel. Those are very motivating and very lovely examples. I feel so inspired to go out and learn something new today.
I am so glad you liked them, Emma. We want all of our listeners to feel confident, happy, and inspired too. Learning English is a long journey, and you are doing great.
You really are doing great. Please remember, it is totally normal to feel confused or tired sometimes. Just take a deep breath, smile, and keep going forward.
Do not worry at all if you forget these 3 words tomorrow morning. You can just listen to this friendly podcast again. Listening many times is the true secret to success.
Yes, daily practice makes constant progress. Try to use just one of these new words today. Maybe you can write a short sentence with because in your notebook.
That is wonderful advice for everyone. If you practice just a little bit every single day, your English skills will grow so much. We are very proud of your hard work.
We really are very proud. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us today. It is always a huge joy to help you learn and grow.
Yes, thank you so much for listening to Learn English Hub today. If you really enjoyed this English lesson, please do us a very small favor.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a fun lesson. We post new, easy podcasts every single week just for you to enjoy.
Also, please leave a like on this video if it helped you understand these words. And tell us in the comments section, why are you learning the English language?
Yes, that is a great homework task. Use the word because in the comments below. Write, I am learning English because. We truly love reading all your nice answers.
It is so much fun to read your lovely comments and see exactly where you are from. Keep practicing every day, even if it is just for 5 quick minutes.
You can absolutely do this. We believe in you completely, and we know you will succeed. Have a beautiful week, keep smiling, and keep speaking English.
See you next time, all my good friends. Goodbye, and please take good care of yourselves out there.
Goodbye, everyone. We will see you in the very next lesson.